Good morning and welcome to a rather sunny day in the South Lakes and the new BMW 1 Series. A car that I've still not managed to get behind the wheel of. Well, that was until a week ago. I've driven virtually every other BMW on the market, but not quite this one. I'm Ben Quirk, welcome to Planet Auto. To think the 1 Series came out in 2004. Hard to believe that it's 21 years old. The thing is, it's still kept its original shape. Yes, it may be far more dynamic with this new 4th gen, but it's still got, I suppose, general essence of 1. And to think, this is the smallest car that BMW offer. But does it lack? No. You can get anything from M seats through to massage, panoramic, even adaptive lights. And did I mention adaptive suspension? BMW have been rather clever. Now, we've got all these emissions challenges, haven't we? And they are affecting automotive manufacturers, well, quite adversely. So BMW have thought, okay, let's simplify. So now you can get 3 engines. Back in the day, these started out as rear-wheel drive. You could even get a 6-cylinder. Now it's all front-wheel drive or X-drive, and either 3-cylinder or 4. And it's a new gen too, so a new breed of engines, so they're more efficient, more emission-friendly. And BMW have got you covered. There's 3 to choose from. So you've got the 120 here. This is 3-cylinder 1.5. Then you've got the 123 or 123, and that's 4-cylinder and 2-litre. And then you've got the beast of them all, the 135i, and that's still only 4-cylinder. Thing is, that pulls 0 to 60 in around 5 seconds. This, yes, it's not quite that quick, 0 to 60 in around 7-8. But the best part is, they've all got a 7-speed DCT, and it's a phenomenal box. Even has a sport mode on this one. Fantastic car to drive. Because it's mild hybrid with the 48-volt system, it gives it a bit of oomph on launch. So you can spin it. Not that you want to with those lovely tyres. It's one of those B-road cars. It's such a chuckable motor. And even this engine is peppy. Now the thing that really gets me, you can option up from the 120 upwards. You can get pretty much anything on each of the cars. That gives you a lot of choice. And that's the kind of thing I really go for. In Annabelle's words, you've got a huge scope to make it your own. Now these start at around 31,000. Yeah, this isn't even close to that. Like to hazard a guess at how much the options are on this car? That's right, Bill from Basingstoke. 10 grand. Technology packs, adaptive lights, adaptive suspension, M this, M that, you name it. And is it worth the money? Oh yes. Now this isn't an entirely new car. It's what you'd call a mid-facelift, but it's quite a heavy one. I mean, they've restylized it. They've also made it a bit longer and a bit wider. I think it's a bit lower too. The thing about 1 Series is it's got great proportions. It stands out far more than you'd expect a smaller BMW to, which is a really cool thing, especially in this purple. The thing that really excites about the 1 Series is they've revised pretty much everything. The interior, the driving dynamics, even the chassis. And can you tell? Well, probably, but because I've never driven one before, it just offered an excellent drive. Just sad there's no manuals. There is no electric, there's no plug-in hybrid. That would have been an interesting one to see. And there's no diesel, but the petrols, no, I'm very happy with. It's a fantastic car and it just puts a grin on my face. You will notice on launch, it's not quite as quick as it could be, but going through the gears, it's like lightning. It's nippy, it's agile, and it's great fun. They've even revised the steering, so it's tighter. They've adjusted the caster by about, I think it's 20%. So it digs in more into the corners. I'm trying to think what they haven't done. The other thing is the price has stayed, well, relative, which is always a good thing. Looks, well, it's certainly changed. Yes, it still has essence of 1 Series, but it's far more dynamic. I mean, just look at the front end. Sculpture, ooh, curvature, some nice sharp angles. Also, not an oversized kidney grille. Just suits it. Perfect proportions, once again, not surprising with BM. Just look at this front valance. And because we've got the M Sport, we've got different styling too. So, bigger vents here. It creates, I suppose, a kind of air curtain. Makes it far more efficient. You'll get around 50 to the gallon. Yes, I'm getting mid-40s, but to be honest, I'm pretty happy with that, especially the way I drive something like this. That's the problem with the 3-cylinder. It sounds so damn cool, so you want to be high through the revs. It just burp. Its looks suit. We've got optional 18s, you can even get 19s, or you could go for 17s. A lot of choice. Also, they're wrapped in Goodyear talk about sticking to the road. No, it's the whole ensemble, especially with the red calipers, fully kitted out. LED lights, you can even go for adaptive lights, high beam assist, AEB, and if you go for the technology pack, you can advance the AEB too. Things like mitigation. You've got blind spot detection, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, pretty much all those buzzwords for ADAS. Now this ticks boxes that you'd expect on a 3 and a 5 series, but that's what we've seen of late, especially with models like the A-Class, the A3, and this. If you like this type of video, why not subscribe to the channel? You just hit the button on the right hand side. It's free and you'll get an alert every time we upload. Thank you. And did I mention 360 camera? And it does some really cool things when you're maneuvering. It starts switching angles. So all of a sudden it's looking forwards, then it'll look fractionally up, and then it'll turn. And you've got parking sensors and even self-park. The side. It's clean. Just look at the chop on the arches, revealing 18-inch wheels. When you buy M Sport, you get certain bits and bats, but then if you go for the Pro, then you end up with things like red calipers, I think it's seat belts, and some other additions. Is this the best BMW yet? No, because of the i8. But other than that, it's the kind of car I would have gone for, say at 25 years old. You know, a bit Golf GTI-y, but something slightly different. Decent power, decent dynamics, and as I mentioned, something that puts a grin on your face. And that's important to me. And just look at those slick side skirts. Yes, no roof bars, and very, very little chrome. Pretty much, I don't even think the M badge is chrome. Just the black accents. They make it look so sinister. Now, this colour scheme, it's probably the one I'd go for. And with a name like Thunder, what's not to love? Take a look inside. Keyless entry and power folding door mirrors. Yes, it is a dark interior. I think that's a similar sound suite to the one that was in the i8. Hans Zimmer. I suppose it just makes you feel that little bit special when you open the door. As standard with pretty much every BMW ever made. Solid build quality. Soft touches up here, and you've got your windows, mirrors, etc. here. Ooh, Harman Kardon. Proper sound system. So this is 12 speaker, but standard is 6, so it's still pretty good. Decent door pockets and a button for your power tailgate. Oh, padded area. Climbing in. Considering its size, not bad at all. I do have to duck my head, but it's only a little bit. And, nice on BMW, a grab handle on the driver's side. Such a rarity. There's just something about climbing in a BM. Premium. Interesting finishes. And look at this. Now that's what you call a proper screen setup. The thing I like about an M Sport is there's lots of touches that reflect M. For example, the kick plate. We've got an M Sport steering wheel. Oh, proper driver's wheel. Love it. Paddles on the back. You can also get a digital key, so you can open it with things like your phone. You've also got an app too. Not something I expected. Chunky stalks and very easy to operate. I like this. It's interesting to see nothing here though. Now to the bit that I really look forward to on any German car. Oh, the build quality. Yeah, outstanding. Not surprising. BMW have been doing this for a fair few years. I love the new design of the dash, especially with these M colours here. This is all soft touch. And yes, it is a plastic, but it really makes it. That's the thing. BMW don't over-egg the pudding. They don't put soft touches where they don't need to be. Like this. Lovely. It's a hard plastic, but ooh, the finish. I like the storage area here. And yes, this is like a rough and rugged plastic, but it takes me back to old school cars, which is a nice touch. Cup holders, wireless charger, 2 USB-Cs, and a 12 volt. Reverse, neutral, drive, and sport. So you knock it back for drive, and you knock it back again for sport, and it does liven it up. Parking cameras, you've got modes, so sport, eco, etc. Also your demisters are down here. And yes, you haven't got the rotary for the iDrive system, but you do have a little rolly dial for the volume. You can also go forward tracks, etc. Yeah, it ticks the boxes. And let's face it, you're paying for BMW, so you know what you're getting before you get in it. They've got real faith in their vehicles. It may only be a 3-year warranty, but it's unlimited mileage. on a 3-cylinder. I'll take that. Comfortable buckety seats, fully electric, and it's got memory function. They hold you well. You've even got Isofix on, and even the passenger seat is electric. I can even extend this front bit. Not what I expected on a car of this size. Now you're starting to see why we've got 10 grand worth of options. The thing is, it's a car that comes in at around 42,000, which I don't think's a lot when it's this well spec'd. No leather at all. The whole interior is vegan. I think it's some kind of polyester base, which I can't fathom. There's nothing polyestery about these seats. Decided to shut down because I'm not doing anything. Clever car. Start down here and it bursts into life. Lightning response, easy to use. You've got the navigation, DAB radio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Yes, they have removed some of the dials. So you have to set your heating through here. Look at that for responsiveness. Media, telephone, navigation, etc, etc. Also some of the car's settings, things like your ADAS, but you can also change things like your ambient lighting. Activate relax mode, expressive mode. Go to the menu, you can see we've even got Air Console games. It's got a personal assistant, Amazon Alexa. The cluster, nice and straightforward once again. Economy, media, etc, etc. But the thing that really excels this is the fact that you've got a heads-up display. So you can see a myriad of information in there too. And it means that you can keep your eyes on the road rather than on the cluster. Reach and rake in the steering wheel. Headroom, well, it's 6'3" and around 18 stone. What's that? I've got about an inch, which I don't think is particularly bad. And I could get a little lower in the seat. The other thing is I've still got room behind me. May not be the most massive amount, but it's still something. Nice to see an armrest. Yes, it's not wide enough for both of you, but it is pretty good for the driver. And there you go. Yeah, decent sound system. Nice mid, nice treble, an excellent bass. Mind you, there's a sub in the back of this. Optional panoramic, SOS button, map reading lights, and an auto dimming mirror. I do like the black headliner, and I've got a footrest on the left-hand side. And I think that's your lot. Ah, glove box, which is operated, oh, there. Not the biggest, but you'll easily get your butties in there, maybe a jar of pickle. Let's take a look at the back. You can tell this is low when you're climbing out. I almost forgot. It'd be nice to see some adjustable seat belts. I can see why they're not in it, because where do you draw the line of a car of this size? The side has perfect proportions. A wheel at each corner, which means it handles and it looks awesome. It's also got a nice height too. Sloping roofline, but not too much that it'll affect space in the rear. It just looks sleek. Discs all round with the front vented, and it stops as well as it goes. This is a nice touch. One. Let's take a look in the back. Now the doors could open a little wider, but to be honest, I don't even think it's going to be a challenge for me at my height. Let's have a look. Quite doable. I do have to bend my head quite a bit. But I'm not really the intended market for this. But the fact that I can fit says it all. Now, I set this for me, so yeah, this is about as far back as it would end up being. So the fact that you've got a recess here really helps. But yeah, legroom is limited, but not surprising. I can get my feet under the seats, which is excellent. Soft touches, once again, nice to see on the rear of a car. Mind you, would you expect anything else from BMW? Probably not. Padded area, and more so door pocket than you see on most rear doors, especially in this segment of vehicle. A drink holder and a separate sweetie pot. Very cool. Finished to an excellent standard. Yeah, you're not going to get 3 in here. Well, not 3 of me at least. But it's got more room than I expected. I mean, my hair isn't brushing, which I did expect. I've got probably half an inch. That's not bad. This is recessed, so they've maximised space as much as they can. No, it's well thought out. And even sat like this, you'd presume that my eye line would be higher, but I've got a perfect view right out the window. Comfortable, non-buckety seats, but I don't think that really matters. I mean, look at that. Nice bit of squidge and bounce to them. It is well finished, it really is. Pull down armrest with cup holders. Now, you get 60-40 folding seats, but you can also get, I think it's a 40-40-20 as an option. It may not be the lightest interior in the world, it's far better than I expected it to be, especially with a black headliner. Thing is, that panoramic does let a fair bit of light in, even though it's smoked. A transmission tunnel, but that's because they do this car in an X-Drive model. USBs here, but no heated seats. They don't slide and they don't recline either. But did I really expect them to? Not really. No, it's roomy enough, more so than I expected. Map reading lights in the rear and touch activated. Very nice. And finally, curtain side airbags, grab handle above every door, and ISOFIX points. Let's take a look at the rear. Climbing out's far easier than I expected. Dynamic, beastly, and with the M you get this, so rear diffuser styling. Doesn't the purple and black work exceedingly well? We've even got an msport spoiler, which kind of has a bit of a ducktail to it. Ducktail, something I used to love on 80s and 90s cars. No, it's very sleek, it's very modern. LED rear lights, reversing camera, parking sensors, and rear collision detection, and a rear mitigation system. Nice to see it's got a rear wiper. It's amazing how many of those have been deleted. Let's take a look in the boot. Rear power tailgate, very nice. Doesn't beep either. There's something about premium cars not having a beep to their power tailgates anymore. Let's just check the safety a minute. Oh no, my arms are in the way. Yeah, very nice. Slight push, but nothing to write home about. I did find that you can also shut it with the key if you hold it down. Very cool. Decent sized boot. Quite easily get you shopping in there. What, say, I don't know, month's worth, something like that? And say 3 medium-sized suitcases. Interestingly, this has got the smaller boot. If you go for the top of the range, you get about 80 litres more. Folding floor with, very German, the first aid kit. Very cool. Extra storage, slight bootlet, but nothing to really write home about. Reinforced plastic, perfect for loading. Sub over here, and shopping bag hooks. And strangely, no 12 volt. Cargo net and an old school parcel shelf. I expected a load cover. Very easy to remove, just push up and pops off. Oh, nice. You've got essentially a ski hatch. To drop the seats, you can do it from standing here. There we go. Whoa, nice and weighty. And they don't lock in place. Doesn't lay entirely flat, but it's about 90% there. Also, very little gap here. Whether I get my e-bike in here, possibly with both wheels removed. Say coming back from college or uni, quite a bit of space. Let's take a look under the bonnet. To release, just pull this twice. Struts, 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 struts. And a proper engine. Can't see very much because of the cover, but believe me, it's there. Nice and easy to see where to top up fluids. Yes, it may have mild hybrid, but that's, I suppose, just betters it now. It's a great system to add to a petrol engine. One thing I really admire on BMW is the locking systems for the bonnet. Also this. This is not going to fly open on the Autobahn. Let's see how it drives. Good afternoon and welcome behind the wheel of the new BMW 1 Series. As I mentioned, a car I've never driven before. Was it worth the wait? 100%. It is awesome. So 1.5 3-pot with a turbo and an electric motor. So 178 brake horsepower. Plus we've got adaptive suspension, so yeah, it handles. It's agile, it's nimble, it's dynamic. Lots of other buzzwords that describe this car perfectly. Oh, and it grips. Lovely responsive gearbox. Not surprising with a 7-speed DCT. Kickdowns, immense fun. Yeah, 0 to 60 doesn't look that fast on paper, but I bet it's a damn sight quicker than it claims. I reckon it's 0 to 60 in around 7.5, maybe a touch quicker. Whether it's in eco or sport, it still shifts. Puts the power down efficiently too. Refinement's very good. I mean, listen to that. You just lock out the wind. Even with the big mirrors. Doesn't make excessive noise on motorways either. and getting up to motorway speeds, absolutely no problem. Just kick down if in doubt. But the thing about the electric motor is it gives you that low end torque. No, it puts a grin on your face. Being a BMW, it's exceptionally well balanced. They've even done chassis work on it as well. Revised the steering, the suspension, you name it. It's immense fun. And it's rather chuckable. We're going to sport. Very little body roll, if any. Very responsive box, especially in sport. The thing is, it may have adaptive suspension, but it's not overly rough. It's not like, say, Type R. It is firm, don't get me wrong. Isn't that what you want in your M Sport? Through the bends, well, you can see for yourself, it stays composed at all times. Steering. Oh, lovely and weighty. It makes you wonder what the steering was like before this, because this is fantastic. It's not too raw, but it's got real direction to it. Great feedback. You can feel where the vehicle is all the time. Look at this. Even in the lowest power output as well. Imagine a 135i in this. Right, I've had my fun. I didn't even expect to get in the back. Well, not comfortably. And to be honest, it was fine. It ticks boxes that you don't really expect cars of this size to tick. It's a joy to drive. Lots of safety. Great brakes. Look at this. Check this for cornering. It just digs in. They say the A3 handles better. I don't believe it. Nice response there. What can I say? Excellent car. Starts at a decent price, around 31. This being 42, all optioned up. Well, I don't think there's anything you haven't got. Quite literally. Check this for a hill. Still pulls. Ooh, almost torque steer there. Oh, love it. Now, it puts a grin on my face. It's the value you expect. You know, it's priced very well. And it's fully equipped. And even as standard, you get things you just wouldn't expect. Perfect for the family. Perfect for a B-road car. And decent enough to go on long hauls too. Quite easily do 1,000 miles in this. It's the kind of thing we'd take to Goodwood. Nice and easy to see the cluster. And I'm sure that's what we've seen in the i4 and also the BMW i8. So it's nice as continuity throughout the range. Very straightforward, very fun, and ticks boxes. What more can I say? It's also Euro 6E. No, lots of safety, lots of overwatch, everything you need really. And pretty good for a young family.